it recording?
For you, yes.
Okay.
That was the hard question.
What is the purpose of music?
I mean, I feel like it's just a way people can express themselves, you know?
Jeg hade att tonlagt för mig är mega viktigt till att jag brukar mest naturligt som är framför instrument och att do with tonlagt är bara inte socka.
In my opinion, music is a getaway. It's something that you can listen to, and it takes you away from where you currently are. Your state of mind just goes wherever the music is.
I can say that for me, I use music like when I'm singing and stuff to like just let go. And that's how I relieve my stress.
I think that if you're struggling with something and a lot of people just pop on some music, it just makes you think of other things. It takes you away from where you are now, and it gives you this peace of mind that you really can't get from many other things.
Det orkar mega rått.
It does affect it a lot because like if you're listening to like a slow song, obviously you're not gonna be all hyper and be like woohoo slow song.
Det låter som en sång som är mega liksom en festlig sång så blir det mega loud.
Well, especially for me, especially in the car too, because if I'm in a mood where I am really hype and I'm really excited and my adrenaline's pumping, I'll put on some crazy alternative rock or some screamo or some music with a double pedal that'll get me even more pumped.
I just feel like it depends. Like if it's a slow song, it's gonna affect. Even if you're not sad or not, it's not. You're gonna have a different reaction to it.
If you're in a car, you go to the beach, you're not gonna put on some soft acoustic set.
Woohoo! Slow song.
You want some crazy stuff going on. You want some beach music. You want some rock music. You want some alternative stuff that's gonna get you hyped.
Like, it's common sense, you know.
Hvis man låter efter så dab, det är sån tonlag som dabbar så rakt man på ut något chatter med alltså. Jag ska lugga gå och läsa kanske en annan sak.
What it can do too is it could excite you.
You're gonna go along with whatever type of music is like playing or something.
There's power in the music.
And if I'm in a real chill mood, then I put on some John Mayer, some soft blues, some jazz, some nice rock, nothing too crazy. And what that does is it enhances the mood that I'm currently in. And so I think it's especially mood-wise, it's so important to have good music, because if you're not playing the song that fits your mood, then it's just not going to be all flowing together.
Yeah, if you're like heartbroken, obviously you're not gonna play like I Gotta Feel It.
So that's what I think about music and mood. They go together. You can't have one without the other.
No, I don't.
I don't necessarily think it describes their character. I do think, though, that it shapes their character.
Me, I don't listen to just one type of music. I listen to gospel, I listen to country, I listen to everything.
There are people that can listen to positive music and not have a positive character. There are people who can listen to music with a certain message and not be of that certain character.
I think that if someone saw me, they wouldn't be like, okay, just because she listens to country, she was born in Alabama. No.
But I believe the more you listen to a certain type, the more your character will be molded and unto that. I do. I really do think it changes with stages. Especially in my life, when I was younger, you'd listen to a lot of the mainstream music, just anything that's catchy. You're like, oh, you just want to bob your head, you just want to listen to what everybody else is listening to. You want something fun, something that you think is cool, and so you're like, okay, this is nice. And basically the radio picks what we get to hear. There's so much music out there, but they get to pick what we hear.
I feel like, yeah, because when you're little or when you're a teenager, you're like looking to like where you fit in.
And so before I was into music and before I got into making music and playing instruments, I was just listening to what everybody else was listening to. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. You just bob your head and you sing along with it.
Even if people say their friends don't affect them, they do.
But eventually when you start growing, even if you're not a musician, when you start growing, listening to music after a while, your taste starts to change. You're like, well, I like real music, and you start wanting instruments, and you start wanting good lyrics, you start wanting good voices, you start wanting this artificial stuff to leave, and you want real depth in your music.
I think that through like, for when you're a kid to when you're like a young adult, it's gonna depend on what's the trend and stuff like that. But then once you reach adulthood, you know like who you are as a person.
That's why old school music is still around, because it was pure. Guys like Frank Sinatra, Stevie Wonder, guys like the Gap Band, songs that we all know from the 80s. I mean, that's just around now and still played because it was so pure and it was good music. And that's why you hear some stuff on the radio for 3 weeks and it's gone, because it's just catchy and it fades away. So I think as we grow, you listen to music for a few years, you're like, man, I want something better. So you start wanting pure music. And then too, as a musician, once you jump into making music, you start hearing things. You start hearing the bass lines, you start hearing the guitar riffs, you start hearing the drum parts, and then it all comes together for you. That's why a lot of times when you're a musician, you get real skeptical about a song, but then you can appreciate it when it's really good too. So when it's really bad, you know it, but when it's really good, you know it, you can really appreciate it. So it changes with your character and with your taste as a musician as you get older and more mature as a musician, and even as a person. Listen to music for a while, I believe you want something better, and so you start wanting more pure music that's made with not much artificial stuff. How about your boy?
Nice.
Don't put that in there.
I have to see this video after you're done editing, because I don't know if I'm gonna approve.